Welcome everybody. Pardon our brief tardiness. Sorry, Leo. We had technical difficulties with audio and just stuff syncing up correctly. And so we'll get it all figured out here and we should be good to go. Nick, check.
Check. Here we go.
Okay. Here, I'm going to drop you out and then come back in. There was just a slight delay on it. If you want, here, yeah, do it. I'll remove you there. And then, here, let me drop out, Nick, and then just pop back in like physically, and we should be good to go. But welcome, you guys. My name is Dan. This is the Dr. Nick's YouTube channel every Tuesday for 167 weeks in a row. We have a live stream that is called The Doctor's Orders. And this is a stream where I challenged Nick like 3 years ago to just put himself out there, where I got to know Nick. I got to see this guy behind the scenes. And he was like, hey, man, how do we grow this company? How do we get the word out about our stuff? And I said, it's very simple. People just need to get to know you. People need to get to know Jill. People need to get to know how this company functions and forms behind the scenes. That's the secret sauce. It's actually just transparency. It's actually people just learning who you are and how your brain works, and the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And so it's been an absolute honor for 167 episodes without ever missing a week, by the way, of doing this show and then having great conversations with you guys, but also helping you guys get to know this company and the people behind it. So we're going to go ahead and bring in, it is Jill. This is a talentless shirt. Shout out to Jill and Nick for making my spending habits more expensive, but also my standard of quality has gone up. So yes, good eye, Jill. And let's go ahead and bring in the doctor himself. And today, guys, is going to be a reflection of the Command's Corner live stream last night, but also a straight up Q&A for you guys to ask Nick whatever questions you would like about this company, about him personally, or anywhere where we want to take these conversations. Mr. Nick, mic check.
Mic check. 1 2 1 2.
Silky. We were catching up, talking about the new Facebook ads. Hopefully you guys saw that. And it was a different source of audio and the mic, and then having the sync them. StreamYard doesn't always like to play nice when you have to switch stuff up. So
it really doesn't. You know what it was is Dan and I are just a couple of chatty Cathys, and we started, we got into talking about something. And the next thing I know, I look and there's 1 minute left, and I have my AirPod in, and it does not sound like this.
No,
but I was pacing around before. I don't know how I would imagine it doesn't sound great. And so I looked at, and it's the worst decision in stream history. I'm like, oh, let me take this out and switch to my mic 1 minute before the stream while we're already on StreamYard. That should work out just fine. And
I thought it'd work.
It was like, microphone? Wait a minute. Speakers? What are you talking about? And so it all just went to, well, hold on now. Look at this. We got and no, it is not black olive. I would refer to it by its common name of
its government name,
blolive, also known as grack. You can kind of take your pick, between green, black, or black olive.
Yeah. Mine is what did Jill call it? The steel gray. I think that's what it is, and it is the basic tea. Yes,
she knows it. Mm-hmm.
What is yours? The basic one as well?
Yeah. They call them like their premium tea or something like that, right?
Yeah. Did you get the heavyweight one in yet?
I did not. No, I chickened out.
Oh, I thought you were going for it.
I know. No. Well, hold on a second. No, I didn't chicken out. It gets in today, I think.
What?
And I think it's coming with another hoodie. It's getting bad. This stuff is multiplying, and they keep sending me. You know what it is? They're really good at what they do. They just keep sending me these discount codes. And I'll tell you what, the marketing be what it is, but the result hasn't exactly been anything to shake a stick at, I don't think.
Right. And
these things are comfy.
And not to get too tangent-y, I actually talked about this last night. People asked me about a couple of, in my opinion, not great beard companies. Mm-hmm. And there was a correlation with like a lot of marketing and a lot of like influencer involved. And they're like, hey, does a lot of marketing and influencers equal bad companies? And I'm like, no. And I think Talentless is actually a good example. They overmarket, in my opinion. They send me SMS and emails way too frequently, but it is the best shirt I've ever owned. And so it's like, it's not a bad thing. It doesn't equal that. And so it is an interesting thought where we associate marketing with bad because oftentimes the biggest companies are bad in quality, but it doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. And so I thought that was interesting.
I'm such an impatient, or I won't even say impatient. Like I have a very low tolerance level for over communication of any kind. Like I have a doctor who texts me 48 hours and then 24 hours and then like 6 hours before an appointment. And I'm like, yes, I'm
confirmed.
Coming. And then to the point where like I get there and I know the woman at the front desk wasn't the one sending me these texts. So I'm like, here I am. Hey, here I am.
Right.
Hi. But it's like, by the time I get there, I'm so annoyed. But I'll tell you what, with these guys, for some reason, every time I get a text, I'm like, you guys text too much.
It's to me, it's like a case study.
I'm annoyed.
Yeah. I see it as like a case study. And so, yeah, it's interesting on all of that. And I guess
life is a case study.
And we're going to do a whole lot of talking today about whatever you guys want. But to begin, and I do think Nick would appreciate just genuine thoughts here. Those of you that have caught the last week or so, Dr. Nick's is running ads, which, by the way, they made themselves, filmed themselves. If there's a little AI involved, Nick created it himself. There is not an ad company behind this. This is all Dr. Nick's. Have you guys caught their ads on Facebook and Instagram? Which one has stood out to you? What are the feels you get with it? Just kind of any thought process, because I have a lot of people reaching out to me seeing them, but I don't think as many people in the community probably reach out to you. I know friends and family, like personally, are like, whoa, it's Nick, and reached out. But so far, Jill's mustache is one of the best performing ones out there.
It's one of the winners. It made the first cut.
Yep. But, and this is an interesting, see, this is what we want to hear. Dylan said they popped up, but I didn't have sound on, but they're in the algorithm. And there is a massive percentage of people that consume these ads with no sound, myself included.
Oh, same. And there's very few. So like there's very few times that I have the sound on when I'm scrolling through anything, right? So I'm always looking at subtitles. I'll watch an ad twice and read subtitles I missed before I turn audio on and watch it again.
Oh yeah, same.
I'll just let it run and I'll read it. So that was kind of challenging, and what's interesting is, we did the way you do anything is the way you do everything, right? We do everything in house here at Dr. Nick. So I have become a bit of a meta ads scientist. I'm on my way of learning how to be anyway. And it's an interesting little world of things, but I can see why super easily how you get misrepresented if you have like an agency or someone else doing it for you. Like we've done that, right? The past times that we've taken a stab at any kind of meta based, outbound kind of marketing, right? Not search based marketing, but actual just trying to get, our message in front of new people. I hired agencies to do it back in the day. Like it was back in 2016, I did it once. Back in 2019, when we relaunched, we did it again. 2021-ish, maybe we did it again with a small attempt we did some SEO and we did a website revamp then. And then of course, hey, what if we managed your ads for you? And you go, what do you mean you guys don't have any meta advertising, right? So of course we jump in, and every single time, like, it wasn't us. Like it was 2023
too on the Google side.
Yeah, on the Google side, exactly right, with the last guys. And so it's every time we've walked away saying we're never going to do that again because they didn't understand who we are. The message that they put out didn't feel authentic, and we ended up pulling the plug on every one of them because we kept trying to get the messaging closer to our DNA, you know, and to speak from who we are. And it didn't work with it. It didn't. And then literally I got targeted by an ad that said, if you're a founder that's been hiring agencies and thinks the messaging doesn't line up with what you are, it's because you're not doing it and it's your job. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah. And
it spoke right to me. It was good advertising, but the idea was it was pushing some material that basically was, you know, some just, you know, coursework that you kind of went through and learned a bit about the science so that you could do it yourself and you didn't have to have an agency and you didn't have to outsource it. So we've, you know, spent the past, like, you know, 2-3 months now really kind of trying to get our heads wrapped around how this all works, get some decent creatives, right, that we can use as some videos. And here's what I think has blown me away the most is that I think you could have a studio do like 10 out of 10 level production quality work. Or you could produce it yourself and have it super authentic and maybe have it land at like a 7 or an 8 from like a production quality standpoint, right? I've been more happy with our 7 and 8s going out there because it's our message than I was with any of the 10 out of 10 production quality stuff that's gone out before, because it's like, I would just rather have this authentic, because we don't want people that are coming in to our customer base, into our community here, that aren't, you know, that don't fit us, that aren't expecting us, right? Like, why would we want someone to see this very corporate facade and then get in and find out that we're like this pack of hooligans, right? Like, we want people to know and expect exactly what they're getting into here with us. And I think these new ads convey exactly that, right? We're prescriptive, we're scientific, we're engineering forward, we're results based, we're practical, but at the same time, we don't take ourselves too serious. We like to have fun, and we like to use humor in order as a delivery method to get that message across. And so I think it's just been a wildly different experience. It's been so cool. It's been really neat just trying to get things that actually effectively communicate, you know, who we are out there to new people.
So true. And I get a different angle on several things that you just talked about, which is really interesting. And one is you get how companies can get misrepresented by working with these agencies. I've worked with probably double-digit companies that this has happened. And I'm often the centerpiece of the beard world of the companies I deal with. And that is, they will do something and then they'll come to me to ask about consumers. Well, then on the other side, consumers will see something and they come to me to ask about companies. I'm that middle guy that both sides feel more comfortable talking to. Yep. Consumers are like, I don't want to bother the company. Companies are like, I don't know how to talk to the individual consumers. And so it's just kind of me in the middle.
Right.
And I hear both sides. And so on an example could be that there's a company that I work with. I really love how they do things. Then someone reaches out to me and they're like, dude, what's up with this ad? This is crap. I hate them. This is a horrible company. Why are they doing this? And then I have to have that wrestling act of, let me hear them out. But also, I know this company isn't crap. I know the owner. I know they're fantastic. I know their morals. And then I see the ad and I'm like, shoot, you have a point. This is not a good ad. And so I bring it to the company, and the company's like, holy crap, I didn't know that was running. What are they doing? And they have to go to the ad agency and say, hey, cut that. We don't believe in that. And they're like, well, it was a highly searched thing on Google Trends. And so we went with it, and we know that it converts sales. And they're like, yeah, but that's not what we stand for. But then now the people that saw that, sometimes that's their impression forever, and it's burned into them. And there was actually a similar version, I don't know if I had sent it to you, of Dr. Nick's. Someone reached out, and one of the ads Dr. Nick's is running is kind of talking about why a lot of the growth oils don't work. And they were like, hey, why are they like taking shots? Why are they coming at these companies? And I essentially had to explain and say, listen, if we look at the majority of growth oils sold, if it was a pie chart, the great companies that Nick supports and loves, such as Johnny Ray and 8-Bit and so many other ones that have similar products, they make up this tiny, tiny little sliver of that pie. And then if you look at companies like, and this is me saying this, not Dr. Nick's, they do not represent this message. This is my opinion and my opinion only, would be like the Beard Club, which has a massive budget. I've tried it personally, or Arlo's, massive budget. They're in TJ Maxx and all these stores, and I've tried those products personally, and they're not good quality in my opinion, and they don't work. And the detriment to new beardsmen is very heightened because they think, hey, this product will make all the difference. I'm going to have the beard of my dreams. And then when they don't, they go away forever and they don't come back, you know? And so I get to explain to the person like, no, these ads are for people that are not in the community. These ads are for people that only see the Beard Club. And it's letting them know there legitimately is a difference between the Beard Club's growth oil and then the Root and Rise system. And so people have already been like kind of accustomed to negative ads and bad purposes. So they oftentimes like jump to those thoughts. And so it's interesting being in the middle and seeing those perspectives, but having a company that's able to control it, that actually is putting thought and care into everyone, makes it so much easier from my point of view, because I don't have to wonder if it's an ad agency messing up. I don't have to wonder the intentions behind it. And so it's such a cool like new chapter and experience, even from my different perspective than where you're at.
Oh yeah, it just is. It's like it's neat. And you're right. There's about the growth oil side of things is this is the craziest origin story ever. I'm then we'll get into last night, but I'm definitely recording this message and just putting it on the product page for Root and Rise. It took us years to even release a growth stimulator oil at all because we didn't want to. We didn't want to join in. We didn't want to be associated with the hype of growth stimulators that didn't work. And so finally, after a lot of convincing from you guys, really, it's been, we ended up releasing one, and we did it based on what we know would give the best fighting chance for hair growth to actually be stimulated on someone's face, right? And that was the original base with the Buridim and peppermint and rosemary. And so that product, again, I still was given that a sideways eye when we released it. I was. And it wasn't until years, and I'm talking years of photo evidence feedback from you guys. Again, the people that asked us to make it are now sending us photos back of all the results that they're getting when they use it. And they were undeniable. And then people started saying, hey, these other companies have stuff that fixes and repairs stuff with the skin with scar tissue. Hey, what about this tree of life oil? Like, hey, what about this? What about that? What about this? So again, this was all coming back to us about people who wanted more of what we'd already been doing. They also wanted a couple of adjustments in the formula that we made. They wanted less beardy so they could still get the benefit, but less of the staining and the tint. So we kind of just took all those things together and we made growth stimulator step 2, and we made it different in the ways that you guys asked us to make it different. And of course, in the ways that we believed would work. And then step 1 was a whole new product, which was really focused on that tree of life focused oil, where it's going to repair your skin, repair follicles, repair scar tissue and trauma areas. Right. And so I'm fine with any amount of feedback or any amount of criticism really on those ads, because I can stand there and, just like you said last night on the stream, if you speak the truth, you never have to remember it because it's the truth. And also the truth, you don't have to worry about who sees it or how to defend it, because again, you don't care because you're just speaking the truth. So on any of those ads, I would be worried about criticism. Oh, Dr. Nick's is selling snake oil, or, oh, this stuff, this and that, they're pushing this or they're pushing that. We're not doing anything that you guys didn't ask us to do. And we're also not doing anything that you guys haven't shown us that works. And so I am like 1000% confident standing on those soapboxes, because again, I'm standing in front of the people who have created the product, who have used the product and have seen it work. And all we're doing is helping to amplify that message and get other people who need it to work for them, right?
Facts. And it makes it easy on my end because I do know the intentions. I do know what went into it. I do know the research. And so dang true. That the rant I went on last night, I could go on forever. And essentially, obviously, it's always inspired by things. And there was like a small group that was kind of saying they're like, Dan he just does like a money grab. He'll just go with a company just to make money. And
they only knew.
Yeah, it's like if they, it's like I can't even open that door to explain how unbelievably like crazy that statement is. But it's like
more things than you don't.
Oh man. And I put out those videos and I say exactly what I think. I say exactly how I feel. And I just don't, it's just, there's nothing. There's no like, well, shoot, if they try it, they're actually going to realize that it's this, that. It's like, I genuinely just say what I feel. So I don't have any worries in the world because it's just what it is. And it's such an amazing feeling to not have to worry about that. And like with this situation, recommending the Root and Rise, I know the science behind it. I know the people that have tested it. I have tested it. I know Jill's brain and how it works and how this came about and stuff. And it's just such a cool feeling to not have those kind of worries. You know, it really is a massive like shift in perspective in the best way possible. Dude, best way possible.
Absolutely. In so many ways too, you know?
Yeah. It's so true. And a couple of cool comments here. Leo really hits one on the head. If sales goes up, it's the advertising. If they don't go up, it's the product. Yes. You could have the best products in the world. I say this because, all right, here's another little parallel with my life. Hey, Dan, have you tried this new company yet? No. But dude, they have the best products in the world. This is so unfair that they're not. It's their job to get it in front of people.
Right.
You can have the best products in the entire world. Doesn't matter if no one knows they exist. And guess what? It's the company owner's job to get it in front of people.
Oh, that's how we got in front of you. It was one of the, and you know what? The person that turned us on to you was a person that did exactly what you just said. They reached out to you before even really telling us like, hey, how come you haven't done a review on these guys? It's like all I use and they're awesome and this and this and this. And then he tells me, hey, I sent this guy this message for you. And I was like, wait, who is this guy? What are you talking about? I'm perfectly happy to get my stuff in front of this guy. It's not his job to find us. I got to go find him.
But do you know how many people feel the opposite and how many people blame me and how many people come at me for not getting their message out to the world and that it's unfair and all this stuff, even though I have nothing to do with their company, but it's my fault that it's not exposed to thousands of people?
It's insane thinking is what it is. And
there are people that get it. Donald and I have this convo all the time. He's super involved, super intelligent on this beard stuff. And maybe even, who knows what the future will bring, but he'll reach out about a company, be like, dude, this company's products are great. What's going on with them? And I'm like, they just aren't all in. Like they just don't get that side of things. You know, it really is challenging. I say it all the time. Making beard products is easy. It really is. It's easy to make quality products. It's not easy to innovate. It's not easy to grow a company. It's not easy to manage your taxes. It's not easy to do all the other stuff. The products is the easy part. It's just really everything else.
It is. And it's just like what you just said is so accurate. Doing something new is really difficult, right?
Innovation.
Yep. Innovation is lonely. It's like, and it's like, there's no truer truth to my entire life than that, right? If you wanted to go out and do things that people have already done before, a whole group of people will get behind you. But if you're going to go do something that's never been done before, be prepared to do it alone, because you probably will be until it's successful. And then you'll have a line out the door of people who want to do it with you. But then you got to choose pretty wisely.
100%. And it really is. And to give kind of a backstory, Nick kind of alluded to it, had a guy come to him. He had come to me. He's like, why don't you cover Dr. Nick's? I'm like, I don't know Dr. Nick's. It's just not fitting in my schedule right now. Nick reached out and was like, hey, can we make something happen? I'm like, yeah, maybe. He's like, can we hop on a call? I'm like, dude, my life's crazy. We made it happen. And look where we're at now. Oftentimes people want to think that there's some like master plan behind the scenes and this and that. And it's like, no, it just comes together. And to show it even further, Nick was like, I would love some help, like with marketing, just the concept of getting our company out to people. And this was about, you guys, 168 weeks ago, by the way.
Yep.
And he was like, I just don't know what to do. We have great stuff. And I said, no. You just need to have integrity, honesty, and just show people. And he's like, no. Like, what is our marketing plan? Like, what are we doing with like this and that? And I was like, no, it's just you. And then when we discussed ads and getting ready for what Nick is doing now, and it's like, Nick, it has to be you, right? And he's like, dude. And I'm like, no, it has to be you. We had 167 weeks of just pure transparency and people getting to know you. That's it. That's the sauce. And so I also think how cool it is. What other industry do you get to every week have the owner unfiltered 100% in front of you? And yeah, G Squared said it's 100% Nick. Yes, that's it. And so John, you hit it on the head right there, man. It couldn't be more true on this. And G Squared said, I know it must be overwhelming at times. I'll be totally honest. It's not. Like, it's just being the middleman with companies and consumers. It feels like home. It's where I'm supposed to be. It's so different than most walks of life. Nick and I actually were discussing that today. But I will be honest. I'm not going to exaggerate and be like, oh, poor me. It's not overwhelming. It's just right. It really is just right. And so, yeah.
Like I was telling you, I almost feel the need sometimes to make it almost one of those things where you're like, it's like when things are crazy and you should be stressed, sometimes you can be tempted to fall into the trap of like, whoa, okay, well, I'm supposed to be stressed.
Play into it.
That's okay. Well, people won't know I'm busy unless I'm stressed, right?
Yeah, God, you speak to my brain so much because when you don't, people take it for, I could go on and on. You're so right.
You're right. No, and so, but at the same time, you're like, but no, this is cruise control for me. I don't want to, like, you feel better the more seamless and just second nature it comes across. But then at the same time, you run the risk of everyone being like, what, is this guy just not doing anything? He seems like everything's just hunky dory. Like, I'll lay all my problems on him, so it's like, it's like, people that aren't used to the workflow of having to be self-motivating, I think, right? Like we were talking about is kind of like, it's tough to explain.
It's very, like last night, for example, Nick and I probably sleep less than most people in this chat right now. I think if a lot of people had the amount of sleep that they get with that we do, I think that they would either naturally or based on societal pressure would constantly act like they're very tired. And it's this huge stressful thing. And it's such a weight on their life. I'll be honest. I didn't get a ton of sleep last night, but when my time to get up came, I got up. I was good. It wasn't some monumental task. I didn't rip myself out of bed and have some heroic, I just got up. I just got up. But society makes me feel like I have to be like, oh my gosh, guys, I only get 4 hours of sleep last night. And I just did me, and I loved it.
Dude, what gets me too is like you have the physical aspect of like the soccer side of stuff too. Like I don't know. And it's probably just because you're passionate about it and it's something that you love, right? And it's sports that you love and your kids are doing it.
Yeah.
It's something that I love, right? I don't really notice how much energy I expel in doing it. Like I'll I'll kill myself doing it, right? I'll work my fingers, raw sitting there going away at something until I finally notice what time it is, right? So I guess it's probably the same, but that would be like, for me, I'd be like, oh my God, now I got to go drive and sit somewhere outside and get away from what I'm doing. You know what I mean?
See, so that's interesting because other parents do. Like, we're there for practice 5 days a week. We have been for the last several months. We will be for the next several months. We almost always have games on Saturday and Sunday. Once a week, drive Maddox down to Columbus for 4 hours and then back another 4 hours. We have ODP this Sunday where we have to get up at 5:30 a.m. and go drive for his Olympic development program. And everybody complains about all their practices. And it's, to be honest, it's usually half of what I do with them. But it's not a burden to me. It's not. Like, Sam and I will try to split nights sometimes. And if it's ever a question, I'm like, babe, genuinely, if you want to stay home, thank you for letting me go. Like, I love the whole experience. It's not a burden to me. I don't ever feel weight from it. I love it. I appreciate it so much. so much.
And see, and that's, I think, and that's the difference is like, I really do like the varying things that I do. You know, it's like
Same.
and if I didn't have it all over the place, if I just had one thing to focus on, I might go nuts because it gives me something to, there's always something to think about. Like I never sit anywhere bored. I always got something to write, something to read, something to think, something to do.
I'm always working and I don't like it the other way. I don't like the other options. No. Yeah. And look at this. Cool. A channel buddy of mine, Arizona Ed, said, just randomly came across this chat. Is this a weekly event? Yes, it is, sir. Every week on Tuesday. We'll have rare exceptions where the time changes based on our schedule. But we're 167 weeks in a row. Thank you for subscribing. And he said he's going to order Dr. Nick's today for the first time.
Oh man, Arizona Ed. First of all, Arizona is an awesome place. I was just talking to somebody about Scottsdale. I don't know where you are in Arizona, but I have a partner of mine who has a facility in Chandler, and whenever I go out there, we stay at like the JW Marriott right there, and I think that's technically Scottsdale, right? I don't know, right there next to.
I know exactly where. There's a comedy club right, like down the road from it.
There is, yeah, and I've never, and it's at that big, right near that huge shopping center with the
beautiful shopping center.
It is. It's right there, and yeah, very cool. Yeah,
Pine
Ed,
Strawberry.
Welcome. Well, welcome, man. This, weekly. It's a weekly thing here, and cast of usual characters is usually here with us. So welcome on in, and
heck yeah! All right. Fun. I got one comment to hit from my side, and then I got a question for you. So this is my guy, JGJ. He's been with the channel for a long time. It seemed like a little season break, but he's back again. And so and I'm only addressing this because it's the third medium he's brought it up to me with. He emailed about it, brought it up on my stream last night, then brought it up today. So he went to a barber, and they used a beard foam on his beard, and he liked it. He liked the way it made his beard style, the way it made it look fuller. And he's like, man, I wish companies would do this. I'm already pulling it up, Nick. I got you. And he's like, I wish companies would do this. And I've been, light and gentle with it. Well, JGJ, the gloves are off. This third time is the charm. You get
now you're going to get it.
You get the wrath now.
Here we go.
There are things, especially at barbershops, that they will do to make you feel and look your absolute best for that microscopic moment after a trim, because that's when you tip them. Oh yeah. And there are things like literally airbrushing lines onto your cheeks. They call that enhancements.
The blowout thing with salons,
exactly.
It's like happens with girls at salons, happens with us at barbers.
Exactly. And it's things like hairspray and things like hair gel. JGJ, beard foam is not a product that can be made well. Beard foam that's going to make your beard look thicker, look fuller, feel great, style well, cannot be done in a healthy way, period. Now, in case anybody's curious, there are beard foams out on the market, such as this one right here. Well, here's a good little sign, you guys. If you ever go to a company, especially a large one, and it is a very difficult task to find ingredients, right? There's no ingredients here. You scroll down, there's nothing. And if you click
experience last night clicking around based on what you guys were talking about.
And so additional information, nothing, very difficult. Well, by law, they have to include the ingredients. So how do they do that?
In a photo.
Well, they put it in a photo so you can't actually read it, but I can open it on a new one. I can zoom in and show you guys. And I would just like you to browse these ingredients on this beard foam for a moment and just ask yourself, all of these ingredients that have numbers after them that end in things like EM and 08 and all of these other things that you're like, I've never heard of this. And by the way, the ingredients go by potency. So number one, most potent thing in this bottle that you're paying for is water. After that, it looks like fragrance is the third, maybe fourth, if it's cut off, ingredient, meaning the other things below. Yeah, exactly, Jill. Fragrance is one of the most potent ingredients on here. So will this beard lock your beard in place in that barber chair? Will it make it look good, smell good, and in the moment feel good? Probably. If you use that as an extended period of time, from my understanding, my personal experience, and then me hearing from literally tens of thousands of men, eventually something like a beard foam is going to kill your beard. Now, if they switch and use great ingredients, it cannot achieve the same thing that you experienced because that's not how those chemicals work. And so, love you, JGJ. But again, third time, it just can't happen. There are limits to ingredients, and there are things barbers specifically do and use to make you look good in that chair. They don't care about your beard 10 years from now. Why? Because you're probably never going to be their client in 10 years anyway. You're going to move. You're going to find other barbers. Things happen. A true beard product company wants to keep you for your life, right? Us men, we can grow beards. They don't go away. We don't have male pattern baldness on our beard. So a content creator about beards, I want you to have a healthy beard. Period. End of story. Dr. Nix wants you to have a healthy beard. Period. End of story. Barbers just want to turn that chair over. They just want to get that tip. They just want to keep you coming through. And they don't care if you walk where you go after you go out that door. They don't care what you look like. And so this is one that I got to be super real with you. And I know you're in love with that look and that feeling and that picture you got. I'm assuming I haven't seen a picture, but I'm assuming you love that. It's just a facade. It's not a real thing. And it's easy to want to fall in love with hairspray and beard glue and all this stuff. And Nick and I have seen it firsthand. A lot of these world champion beardsmen are like, yeah, I can do all this crazy stuff with my beard. And then behind the stage, they'll literally be cutting off split ends before they go out on stage.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, literally cutting off split ends before going on the stage.
Oh, yeah. Now, like the dressing room at Nationals was either you were making adjustments to fit into a category.
Yep.
So some guys were literally sitting there like day of competition, cutting 4 inches off their beard because they had to fit in a different category real quick. And they weren't in style, and you weren't in the style lines, or it's just, guys cutting off split ends. You got all this hairsprayed stuff. And then they literally grab like the hairsprayed hair and they're like just cutting it all off because it just kills it. They grow a beard fast enough where it doesn't matter.
Get out of my head. That's the thing that I can't convey to people. They're like, but their beard is huge. I'm like, yes, they could dump gasoline on their beard. Their genetics are insane. It doesn't matter what they do.
Yeah, like now that my beard's longer, it is growing faster too, which is weird. I thought it was going to slow down the longer it got. It's definitely sped up.
No. Your stress has lowered lately, and your beard growth has increased. I mean it too.
Yeah, my stress has, what's funny is my workload has like doubled.
Yeah.
But my stress has actually decreased like a ton.
It's so true.
It's like, yeah. And, hearing you actually, I was talking, when we were talking yesterday and you were like, yep, life changes have been impactful. It's like a new, more focused, unfiltered version of you. And, it's, oh man. Yeah. It's
the
so
beard growth goes with it.
It might, because my sleep's been great. And I had a lot less stress, and I have noticed that my beard growth has picked up.
Yep. And your mom even has noticed and said the beard has gotten more healthy.
It actually feels more healthy. That's for sure, Mom.
Jill, I got some topics to cover, and Jill's over here poking me. She knows how to get me going. Do not talk to me about dermatologists and facial stuff. Jill,
my God.
Did you throw away the steroids they prescribed to you too? Because 100% of men who go to the dermatologist about anything under their beard, there are 2 steps that have happened every single time. Shave the beard and use this steroid cream.
Yep. You know what? Gillette and PerkinElmer are dermatologist best friends because here's a razor and some prednisone. And you should be all good to go.
And I don't want to see their commission on those things. Jill, don't. I just had I had a full at-length discussion with a dermatologist, and it's hard to tell someone who's a doctor that, by the way, I'm 8 credits away from being a doctor if I wanted to, but consciously didn't want to ever be considered a doctor. Not your kind of doctor, but you get what I mean. And time and space, I would love that. But to try to explain to them that, no, I probably have 10,000 more hours in beard care than you do, and like I really know this stuff, but it doesn't matter. You can't talk to them.
No, nope. No, you cannot. It's even if you start off with trying to be humble in those discussions, like, listen, I'm not a doctor, but my sample size is vast. And from experience, I have seen X, Y, and Z, and it's just immediately the nose. All of a sudden, you can see up the nostrils because the chin goes up so high as you're speaking.
Yes. All right. Question for you and Jill, but your thoughts here from our buddy Christopher. He said, any perspective on the outlook for root and rise for head hair? Right. We know it is on the surface from a beard product company, but more. What are your thoughts for head hair?
So I guess for me, it's obviously it's a complicated topic.
Yeah,
right?
It's very.
And what I will say, we can just do the short answer. Nope. Yeah. No, I'm
before and after. It works.
Look at that. You've only done it for 3 weeks. So what I would say is there is a lot more factors that go into the reasons behind why you might be losing hair or have lost hair on your head than your face, right? There's only a couple of things that are going to either make you not have hair on your face or to lose hair on your face, right? One of which is somewhat reversible, and the other isn't, right? And it's the very same on your head, except there's multiple factors that go into. It's not just genetics, and it's not just potentially superficial, damage, right? It could also be genetics that lead to the production of different hormones, and the way that the way your hormones interact with your diet, interact with your lifestyle, interact with your entire bloodline of having hair, all goes into the very complex equation, whether or not you will grow hair on your head, how thick it will be, how long you'll have it, and when it's going to fall out if it does. And then the even more complicated thing is that oftentimes people will have this weird situation happen, which isn't that weird at all scientifically, that they'll start going bald on their head, but that's right around the time in life where they're starting to really grow a good beard, right? And you start being like, is that just age? And it is kind of. But what's interesting is the same compounds in your body that make your beard grow well are the same things that make you lose hair on your head. And unless you're a genetic anomaly like Dan here, it's very rare to have a full head of lettuce and a whole chin covered in cabbage. It's not always going to happen. So the answer is, what is it? I would say that if your hair follicles on your head do have any chance of growing hair, that there's nothing in root and rise that's going to do anything but give them a better fighting chance at doing so, right? There's, between the various, between the carrier blends that are across the two of them, and then you look at the essential oils that are across those two products and our peppermint rosemary, all three of those products are going to do wonders for the fighting chance that your hair has to grow regardless of where, right? Because it helps repair hair follicles. And if you look at what it's able to do with repairing skin and replenishing collagen, and really delivering, good amino acids and fats and oleic content to the layers under the surface of your skin, that can't do anything but help, right? Is it going to fight against genetics and beat down DHT and stop aromatization that can happen and make you lose hair? Absolutely not. But, there's people who are not me, right? Clearly, there's people who are probably like thinning, right? Maybe the hair follicles on your head are constantly out in the sun because you don't wear hats and your hair is thinning and your scalp's getting beat up all the time. And in that case, absolutely, tree of life oil directly on your scalp that's getting damaged by the sun and you're losing hair because of it, or it's thinning because of it, that'll absolutely help that, right? But again, it's not going to reverse genetics. So I think it's absolutely a viable addition, especially to the point where I would love to see Root and Rise expand and work its way into washes, conditioners, and shampoos and conditioners. You look at products like Nioxin that are out there that really, they've been leaning heavy into the tea tree oil, peppermint, and rosemary arena for 20 years. These products were around when I was a kid, right? And they have the 1, the 2, the 3, they have a clarifying step, they have a rinse, they have a step that helps to purify, and another step that helps encourage growth, right? There's lots of products that kind of follow this idea of repairing the skin and encouraging the hair and following through it in a process. So I see this expanding, and I absolutely see us expanding this into the shampoo and conditioner space for your head. I don't know that we'll ever come out with like a specific scalp oil. I see people, if they want that oil effects, they could probably use root and rise for that, because it's not just for beards, right? But I think that's a long answer to say that, like, I don't think it's a miracle, but I do think it's absolutely going to give the same benefits as it does to your face, to your scalp, if there's a chance of that actually happening.
Yeah, and I can piggyback on that real briefly. For women, it has every bit of a chance to help as a beard does. So if the women in your life have some damage because of the part that they make, a lot of people don't realize women oftentimes will choose the same part for years and years and years. That damages their hair, and they kill the little baby hairs. It also will push the hairline back. That's why a lot of women change their part, which is a very smart move to do if you don't want damage. But Root and Rise will have 0 DHT battles for women's head hair. It has 0 DHT battles for anybody's eyebrows if you're trying to fill in your eyebrows. So for women, it can absolutely help out a lot. For men, it just genetically depends. If there's ever a concrete answer to male pattern baldness, whoo, we will be filthy rich.
There'd be a line to get in this live chat at that point. Yeah.
Rich. But as Nick said, everything agreed with. And Willie said, I had some spots they had to remove on my face. They wanted to shave to check underneath. Not today, Satan. Yep. Nuh-uh. And Donald said, no matter what, I have hung out with Donald a couple of times, and I wonder why he kept, like, when he would cough, he kept, like, walking away, then coughing and coming back. He's like, don't get any ideas. But he said, if you become a doctor, he's not going to cough for me.
Dude, yeah, there you go. You know, I thought that's awesome.
What are friends for? What in the world? And he has a full head of lettuce at 54, and he said, sorry, Nick, when he went to the barber, she had to use thinning shears.
I always loved it. I thought it'd be a really good ad as like playing off the doctor thing, where someone is handing me a filing their official DNS form, which is the do not shave form at the hospital, just like the do not resuscitate form. Like,
smart,
you know, like the do not resuscitate. Like here,
I actually have a necklace. You just never. I actually have a necklace. That's my DNS. It's under the pale. Wow, I am pale underneath there, but it's yeah.
The reflection from your key light.
I was more getting at, do you have a customer success stories than a cure? Not on head hair yet, but I bet you it'll be coming.
Well, I guess so. I mean, with Jill, right?
I mean, I think for guys, his is male pattern baldness.
Yeah, so I mean, for guys, no, we don't have anything definitive. So I mean, like, I guess that's why my answer was kind of meandering around a little bit, because it's one of those things that I think it's absolutely viable, but we just haven't had much of a sample size for it.
Yep. So that's where the sun don't. Yeah. When this thing is that, because like my side, I think I showed over here. My side, I got some tan right there. I don't know if you guys noticed that. And then you go here. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah.
But that just shows you how thick this beard is, baby. There ain't no UV rays getting through here.
That's right. And that's just why I cover the rest of my very pale skin with tattoos. And that way no one's ever going to know.
JGJ, Nick is one of the most prolific cybersecurity humans on the planet. So yeah, he was making a play off that. Yep.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's what.
Yep.
Sorry.
Do not shave has got to be that's got to be a DNS order, and it's got to be there has to be something on the form that like looks like a yellow pages or something. Right?
Yeah.
It'll have to be like a phone book form.
Yep. And sorry, I do realize I just busted out the taco meat and I put some lettuce on your plate. You guys are welcome for lunch. Eat it up.
Dude, fajita time. Look at that. No idea. I thought I was getting a bagel sandwich for lunch.
Hey, yo, dig in, big. All right. But
it's a real bagel sandwich, everybody. I wasn't making a pun. That's exactly what that was. It was real. That was it's here. And I'm not even, I was going to say it's here and it's in a box, but that's not going to help anything. So
I didn't even go there. My brain did not even go there. Like I was like tacos, oven, and bagels. Wow.
Woo.
Okay. All right.
And then where is he? Where's our new friend from Arizona? This is what you have to look forward to every week, sir.
Shenanigans.
I am
and shout out to you guys hanging out with us on an actual serious note. Command's Corner. These people in the chat ride heavy for you guys. They had some amazing feedback for you guys. There were some great comments, questions, interactions from company owners, Nick and Jill, they're in bed watching the stream, chatting. Jill's over there doing emails and getting gift card out and so many amazing things. So many. Brian says, you guys are making it difficult to pay attention to my meeting. You're more entertaining. I'll take it. But just generally speaking, what is your feedback, Nick? Because people don't know what it's like to be on that side. And I think it's kind of cool to hear because they're used to sharing, but what is it like receiving that? And Jill says it's the best, most powerful, uplifting feedback. So it like gives her an emotional motivation boost.
Let's key in on the uplifting part. What you guys might not know, I have two things here, and one of them is actually a great idea that I have not told Dan about yet, but we're just gonna go ahead and drop it right. You know, we're gonna all formulate this together. Okay, this is gonna be a group activity. So first thought is, when you say uplifting, you guys, you know, we do 4 of these a year, and it's once a quarter essentially. And if you look at kind of the motivation and the drive behind Dr. Nick's, it definitely bumps that up a lot whenever we have these quarterly commands corners. And what you guys might not realize is we are not always these super uplifted, happy, optimistic people, right? We're humans, just like everybody. We have doomsday thoughts, right? We have worries and concerns, just like everybody does. So you guys don't know where we are in that cycle of success and stress, because that is a cyclical thing. And so there's sometimes when there's a lot going on, there's a lot of new things happening, there's a lot of production happening, there's a lot of risk happening with very little reward, right? There's a lot of the lashings will continue until morale improves type activities happening, right? And when we hit the commands corner, we literally get to see the impact and the benefit and the feedback from all that hard work. And it does let us know that it was all worth it, right? It's not to be sappy or cheesy about it. I mean, it is what it is. There's times when you're like, oh man, this is a lot. And then you get to commands corner, and we get back in front of all of you guys who have the platform to tell other people who aren't you guys about us. And hearing you guys advocate for us and advocate our message and just kind of evangelize who we are to people for us, that it's a refueling exercise, right? We always come out of those more motivated than we were when we went in, and humbled and honored and feeling like we're lucky to have the community that we have. And it's because of just, again, the way that you guys represent who we are. And I know that's not for no reason, right? It's because of the hard work we just talked about, but it's a two-way street. The fact that you guys like what we do enough to show up and actually tell people about, and take your time to type something out and not just listen and hit the chat and let people know your experience. I mean, that's, again, if it grows because the advertising, if it doesn't, it's because the products. And I'd add another one onto there, is that you guys are our advertising engine in that sense right there. I mean, you're who's going to help us grow and help us stay alive. And so, with that said, these command corners have gotten so damn good. Dan, I'm telling you, man, last night when I was listening to everybody talk and I'm listening to everybody go back and forth, I'm like, man, why am I just so dead set on the idea of like this audience in a Kill Tony type of an environment where you have like this idea where it's like, imagine that, where you have like you have like this, imagine a live doctor's orders or a live commands corner or something someday. Like, how cool would that be? Like, have like a little panel going and to go through stuff and have that interaction, but have it live. Right. I know we talked about the idea of like having doctor's orders live someday, but last night was literally one of those moments where I was like, we have to go back and figure that out and schedule it out far enough where people can plan on it and do it. I mean, it would just be too cool. It'd be like this crowd and this type of energy and feedback. It's like I picture nationals, right? Then you picture like the what we do here, right? And just imagine how cool something like that would be.
Yeah, no, for sure. And JGJ says, is there a beard enthusiast convention? So I actually was in the works of planning one in Vegas, and then COVID hit. And I've never reopened that again because it was a crap ton of. I actually had a convention center booked. We had everything ready to go. And then COVID hit. And so I was like emotionally traumatized from planning that and getting absolutely nothing out of it. So no, there isn't, but I do believe there could be. And I think we're getting to a stage where it's big enough now. And I do see that working, right? Us highlighting comments like this virtually, you hand them a mic. We have somebody, Dennis, in the crowd going around and handing the mic to people when we ask questions, and then they get to comment. We get to pull people up in some form of a bucket pull. We do giveaways live in person. Like instead of a t-shirt gun, we have a body wash cannon, poof, and like shoot out the bang, take somebody out in the face. Like,
have a stand-up comic every once in a while pop out on stage and liven everything up a little bit. You know?
Yeah. Yep. And your mom says Knoxville. That's kind of a nice central location.
It's a great place to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, talk about just an opening, a warm welcome from the you know, that part of the country too.
Yeah. Yep. As long as I stay with you guys, I'm in. Let's do it.
Dude. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Donald has a quick question. I don't know if you're able to share this or not, but what's the name of your cyber?
OSEC.
Yeah.
Interosec.
Let us ponder on this because there is absolutely something to that. And I've already had 17 ideas pop in my head of what we could do and how we could do it and who would be there and who could host and who's the panel and all the fun ways we could make it interactive and like a charity we could partner with to get guys like makeovers and like there's legs to this.
It could be absolutely huge. And we could and talk about being able to do something that we like to do normally anyway, is we could put it out to a couple of the shelters in the area too. And they could sponsor a couple of guys to come get like trimmed up and leave with
live
a door package. Yeah. Literally do a before and after, but do it live and talk to them while they're doing it. Get someone that's decent to interview and talk to them about how this is going to change the way they feel and help them go out into the world, be successful.
And I could have barbers like that would volunteer and do it for free. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it could be a lot of fun. And it's like, you know, we've teased at it before and we've talked about the idea, but I feel like you're right. Based on what I saw last night, I think from both a size and a passion standpoint,
potency. Yeah.
Like the group of people that was together last night in that chat and the group of people that was together in this chat, like we want to hang out. Like we want a way to interact, I think, in person at this point, to be able to, you know, kick stuff back and forth and have some live interaction that lasts longer than an hour or two, you know?
Only beards. Sorry. Nope. Only beards. Nick doesn't have hair. And then we get to go and look at each other and say, Nick, we're really doing it.
We're really doing it, Nick. Man. We're really doing it.
We're really doing it. All right. I hate that I have to say this, but our time is up. I've got to run. Nick has a very big week ahead of him. If you guys send some positive vibes his way, nothing bad. It's not like hell, just a big week ahead of him. So send him all the good time and space energy that you possibly can. And I got work to do. Unfortunately, I could sit here and talk about this forever. I could talk to Jill about dermatologists for 2 more hours. We could go on about everything. And man, I appreciate you guys. I agree, Willie. I think it was a great show. And I know it's a great show, and I leave being like, God dang it, why does it have to end? When it's that, I really enjoy. I know that was a great show. And unfortunately, it's almost always. But I appreciate you guys. Jill says that's a great week, everybody. Same here. If you need anything, please reach out to me personally, Dancy Bearded, about Dr. Nix, about anything. If you need anything from Dr. Nix, send them an email, you guys, or reach out to them on Instagram. They're very good at both places getting back. And let's get 100K's coming, baby. We got a chance. We got a chance. Jill shared out Sam's post yesterday, so thank you, Jill. And Nick, final words for these genuine, truly amazing people in the chat.
If there's anyone in here that's not subscribed to Dan's channel, first of all, go do it, because he's about to hit 100K, and that's awesome. So hey, rising tides raise all ships. So let's get this guy over the hump. But man, no, I think last night was awesome. We do have a crazy week up ahead of us. Next week I should be, I'm either going to be half awake or I'm going to be wired and full of new ideas. So
right.
One or the other it's going to be one extreme or the other next week. I don't really know which one you guys are going to get, but Willie, thanks for that. I feel like this was a good stream too. Like I feel like this was a winner. And and Arizona Ed, welcome to the family here, and everyone else. Thanks again for showing up last night and for all the awesome comments. I will be screenshotting them, and they will be appearing in an ad near you on Meta. So
let's go.
See your name and your comment. Don't be surprised, because like I say, we're amplifying your message. So thanks again for that, and we'll see you back next week for number 168.
All right, guys, have an awesome week. Stay amazing.